What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead Houston, where it's all Houston all the time. Today, we are talking about draft day number 3, the final day in the NFL draft, where the Houston Texans had decided they were going to pick 3, 4, 5 times in this draft, multiple trades. And we're just going to get into a quick recap. We won't give a grade just yet. I'll be doing a grade in a separate video very shortly after this one. So make sure you are subscribed below. We are on the road to 15,000 subscribers. Again, super appreciative of every single one of y'all, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Do y'all staying and do me a favor. Drop a swarm in the comment section. That let me know how you feeling about this Houston Texans team. Also, to really let me know how you feeling, what do you think of the draft so far for the Texans? We'll get into a little bit of that. But first, a recap of day 3. The Houston Texans, with their first pick in day 3, they went ahead and got the running back out of USC, Woody Marks. He was nicknamed Woody. His actual name is like Jaquavius Marks, but his nickname is Woody after his favorite character in Toy Story. Favorite movie growing up as a kid, nicknamed Woody, stuck with him. Woody Marks is, to me, one of my more favorite picks besides Jalen Noel in terms of a whole draft. But Woody Marks was obviously, to me, the best pick tonight. Woody, running back. You needed a running back. The Houston Texans seem to have been allergic to drafting a running back, and they decided to finally get one. They had to. They looked at so many running backs at the combine, even in the top 30 visits. Like, they were doing their due diligence at running back. I thought they could have double dipped at running back. I'm not particularly fond of this running back group. I love Joe Mixon, nothing against him. But Damian Pierce and Dare Ogunbowale don't do a lot for me. Not at all. Woody Marks does a whole bunch. Woody Marks is an all-purpose back. All-purpose meaning he can not just rush with the football, but he is a damn good receiver. He led the FBS in, excuse me. He led the FBS, I believe, in 47 catches his previous year at USC. Again, all-purpose running back. And immediately, y'all heard me talk about Brashard Smith being that guy that could be a really good receiving back for the Texans, as well as Trevor Etienne. Woody Marks fits exactly what I was trying to say with those guys. I just wanted a running back that can be a legitimate option to Joe Mixon, maybe even succumb Joe Mixon into the future. My biggest con for Woody Marks is that he's 24 going 25 years old. I don't like the age, but if I get the best football out of him right now, and there's not a lot of tread on the tires either, like not a lot. So Woody Marks has a lot of potential for this team. He's going to start out as RB2, but I could see him potentially being a starter in his career. Who knows? But, you know, I think he has the ability to do that. And in this offense with Nick Caley, where we saw him in New England, not necessarily his scheme, but we did see the usage of running backs in New England in terms of receiving the football. You can go to Shane Vereen and Stephen Ridley. One of those guys, is it Vereen? I think it's Shane Vereen, that is here with the Houston Texans organization. I think it's Shane Vereen. I don't remember if it's either than one of them two. I think it's Shane Vereen who's here with the Houston Texans. So Woody Marks was one of the first guys the Texans did take. The second one, Jalen Reed out of Penn State. Jalen Reed was somebody the Houston Texans had already talked with. D'Amico did not get a chance to meet with Jalen Reed back then, but they still make the pick. Jalen Reed is an all-around safety, but I've seen his film on Penn State, and he can play a little bit of everywhere you need him to. Kind of a Swiss Army knife safety that has a lot of tools, very rangy as well. To me, Jalen Reed, to me, is a very fast safety as well, but immediate special teams guy for me. Speed kills, and he has it. Woody Marks isn't that bad either in terms of speed. He ran a 4.5, 4.54 40. Anyway, back to Jalen Reed. Again, all around kind of safety. To me, he's more of a special teams guy to start out, obviously, considering what we got at the safety position. But when you look at the depth at safety, I am very confident. I love this depth at safety. I think it's a great depth pick, and you get some youth and some potential. I'm not sure if there's a lot of talent for Jalen Reed, but he was a playmaker at Penn State, and I adored this pick for the Houston Texans. So you continue to move on. They got Graham Mertz, quarterback out of Florida. I know a lot of y'all head scratching around the idea of drafting a quarterback. Harley, why did they draft a quarterback for? Well, Davis Mills is in the last year of his contract, and this isn't nothing new. Nick Caserio in his New England Patriots philosophy, like they continued to draft quarterbacks constantly, and they had Tom Brady, the GOAT, the best quarterback ever. And so they continued to draft quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, whether it was Brian Hoyer, whether it was Ryan Mallett, whether it was Jacoby Brissett. All of them guys, besides Mallett, Rip, were viable backups in the league for years. And if you need them to start in a pinch and win you a game, they have the capability of doing it. Not saying Graham Mertz has that same ability. Who knows? But I didn't mind this pick. I know a lot of people thought that they just wasted a 6th-round pick. I could see some of the conversations for it. I could see how that's I could see how someone could tend to say that, you know. But overall, it's a quarterback. It's a 6th-round pick, and I'm not going too crazy about it. I thought it was an okay draft pick there. And again, somebody that could potentially replace Davis Mills for next year if they don't give him a new contract after the end of the year. Now, moving forward, you got Keontae Hamilton out of Rutgers. I actually like Keontae Hamilton. Dane Brugler, the guy that runs, I believe he's on The Athletic. I could be wrong, but Dane Brugler is a NFL scout and analyst, scout expert, you can call. He had Keontae Hamilton as one of his top prospects that didn't go to the combine. And Keontae Hamilton, very, very, very good defensive tackle, really good at stuffing the run, little big mix of both, has a lot of ways to go when it comes to his pass rush ability. There's some good traits there, but overall, big guy. He's going to need something else in order to make this football team, especially in the defensive line room. Like it's going to take a lot for him to really open the eyes of the coaching staff. But I didn't really mind the draft pick. Again, you needed something in the interior. I wish they would have attacked it a little bit earlier, but it is what it is right there. And then you had the last pick in the draft. And to me, this last pick was a very intriguing pick, actually. Luke Lakey, tight end out of Iowa. If he wasn't injured, you're looking at a guy that could have been a very higher pick here, a much higher pick, excuse me. You're looking at maybe a 3rd-round pick potentially in Luke Lakey, 4th-round pick. But he had an injury that caused him to fall all the way down to here. He's healthy though right now. He's completely healthy. Good size. He's about 6'5", 6'6", 250. Really like what he can do in the tight end group. I really think that he could compete to get a spot on this roster. I really, really do. Cade Stover isn't a world beater to me. Brevin Jordan continuously gets hurt. He has to be healthy in order for me to really buy some stock on Brevin Jordan, but I do want to place stock in him. And then Dalton Schultz, again, Schultz is going to end up being the tight end. I'm hoping that Nick Caley, being a former tight ends coach, should get the best out of Dalton Schultz this year. That's what I'm hoping for. But I really like that Luke Lakey pick, and I know he's the last pick for this team in day 3 in the 7th round. But who knows, man? Maybe a little blind hope could help us find the tight end that at least all I need is a tight end too, you know, and Luke Lakey being a 7th-round pick. I'm not asking for a lot. If he turns out to be a good Pro Bowler, then hey, he turns out to be. But all I'm asking for him there is to be a solid tight end 2, 3 for the Texans, do his job. He's a solid blocker, pretty strong hands as well too. Can attack the field vertically, but wasn't really tasked to do that. Iowa ran the football a lot, so Luke Lakey, he knows blocking assignments and he understands some of the patterns that it takes for the blocking techniques and stuff like that. Really good hand placement. So Luke Lakey is no stranger to blocking, and that's exactly what the Houston Texans are going to be looking at a lot from their tight ends. Well, at least some of them. So those were the draft picks at day 3. Overall, I thought it was an okay draft. I thought it was an okay day 3. The Houston Texans, there's a few undrafted free agents that we can get into in a later video. I'll let y'all know who all the undrafted free agents were. But ultimately, the Texans, I thought, did themselves a pretty decent job with this NFL draft. Nothing crazy. No over the moon picks. No anything extravagant or boisterous when it comes to this NFL draft. It kind of was just, we're going to keep our head down and take players that fit our mold, fit our culture in the scheme, and they did exactly that. The Houston Texans, I thought, did an okay job. Y'all let me know down in the comment section how y'all feeling about the NFL draft. I know a lot of y'all are disappointed with how the Texans draft came out, but again, let me know in the comment section, how disappointed are you? Let me know. I'll always reply. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.